Hi guys, a very good evening to all of you. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Is that fine? I can see a lot of questions coming up, of course. And in today's session, given that we have a couple of weeks from today, exactly, in fact, if you discount the Diwali coming up tomorrow, I think the anxiety levels would be going up, obviously. So I thought, let's take this opportunity to kind of calm nerves down a little bit. And more than that, more than just calming nerves, I think there is some kind of a way in which the next 2 weeks can still be used to improve certain types of certain marks, whatever the scores that you've been getting. In fact, I know that a lot of people probably will be getting in the 50s, 60s range and are probably thinking of giving up. I think this is the time not to give up, actually. This is the time to probably, I would say, to give it that last minute bit of push to kind of change the game plan or change the outcome that you will get on 29th of November. So keep that in mind is what I'm saying. Let's look at questions. This is going to be a more of a Q&A chat. Last time, I kind of, only about a week back, if I'm not wrong, we discussed and we said, okay, I started off with a plan of action for 3 weeks, but this is going to be more of a Q&A. I'm going to take up questions and answers. But before that, friends, all of you, I hope you guys will take care of yourself while most state governments have also banned unfortunately, the crackers. But those of you are definitely doing it just to have a safe Diwali, a festival of lights. Happy Diwali. And 2 weeks from today, you might be writing the exam too. So keep that in mind. Let's look at how many questions are there already, and we can look at that. So Om Prakash, happens once in a while. If you have COVID, you're suffering, you're feeling weak, my suggestion to you is take rest, take a mock, and whatever you can. Please understand that this is finally actually an aptitude test. If your strategy can be good, if you can kind of make sure that whatever you know it very well, I think you can still make it. Take rest. 14 days away, you will definitely be negative COVID. That could kind of mean that you can get into a exam hall and write it, kind of things. So 80-85 percentile, if you're getting in the mocks of CL or time or any one of them, it automatically means that you will probably be in the 90-95 percentile almost. That should mean, given that you are an OBC OM, you are in for a very, very good thing. Keep that in mind. See, Ayush, if you score 99.7 plus in the CAT, yes, you have a chance. All the more good for Om for you. Om Prakash, you're getting 90%. Ayushi Sharma is saying, sir, I'm facing difficulty with my accuracy in mocks and hence scoring very low. How should I improve at that? This is a very good question that you are. In fact, those of you who have an accuracy problem at this stage, you will have to start looking at what are the continuous types of mistakes you are making, or the areas in which you are continuously making mistakes. Solve those questions a lot more. Like I said last time, and I'm saying this as a very simple analysis. Let's say in reading comprehension, you are getting scores in fact-based questions, maybe 60%, but your inference-based is only at 40-45% accuracy. In such a kind of a case, it is very, very important for you to make sure, that you work on the inference questions. Now, how do you inference questions you will work on? Like I said last time, and just repeating, those of you who have not heard me last time, is over the next 3 days or next 4 days, work on 10 questions of inference based questions, Ayushi. उससे क्या होगा, तुम्हारा 40%, 40-45% का जो accuracy है, it will go to 55-60%. It's not going to go to 100%. Same thing, look at topic by topic. Let's say time and work or time, speed and distance. And your accuracy is, let's say, about 40%. If you go through all the mock papers and the original CAT papers, at least of the last 3 years, and if possible of the last 15 years, your chance of increasing this 40% accuracy to 60% accuracy is going to be very, very strong, Ayushi Sharma. And that's true for every one of you. And that should be the focus over the next few days. Okay. So Sayan is asking, discuss strategy for, there is no strategy, Harsh. Here is what I would say, given that we have 15 days, Sunday, Wednesday, somewhere around 4 mocks you can write. If some of you are not very confident about enough mocks that you've written, you can make it 5 or worst case 6, but I don't think you should do more than that. 4 mocks, and the intervening 10 days is to improve on the accuracy the way I have just informed you. 90 percentile Sayan Bhaumik, if you are getting, could mean anywhere between 95 to 97 percentile on the actual day. Chaitanya, I just told you how to improve topic, like an inference-based question by inference-based question, or para-jumble by a para-jumble. Solve 10 questions today of one type of question, 10 questions tomorrow, 10 questions day after, 10 questions day after, 4 days continuously. Similarly for para-jumbles, para-summary, and odd para-jumbles. You know, parallelly do that for verbal separately, reading comprehension separately. And if you can do that correctly, your accuracy will improve decently well. Munawar Alam, sir, some key tips for removing questions which will bring negative marks, like a stop-loss strategy. Yes, Munawar, very good question you have asked. Extremely good question. See, the way I look at it is, when I read the question, first thing that should go to mind is this a question which I have seen before? Similar question at least, not the question. That means I know the concept or I do not know the concept. If you know the concept, you will continue. Now, when you are continuing, if your pen is not on paper for more than 30-40 seconds, that means तुमने start किया, तुम सोच रहे हो कि you are stuck, you are सोच रहे हो ऐसा, पता चल जाता है कि it is about 30-40 seconds and you do not know the next step, get out. That is for the quant. Verbal ability or reading comprehension. One of the biggest mistakes one makes is in reading comprehension, especially, you have eliminated 2 choices. You typically eliminate 2 choices. Uske baad, you then start thinking of, yeah, this is the right answer or that is the right answer. For that, what you do? You keep reading the passage. That is dangerous. And that is where you lose your marks. Have a stop loss, saying that, look, 2 aa gaya, 1 round, go back, less than once, and answer the question. Let it go wrong, but it's better that it goes wrong faster than after giving 2 minutes. Remember this. It's better, agar galat hi aana hai, to jaldi galti ho jaye. DILR, once again the same thing. It will take you 3-4 minutes to make a diagram for that. Once you made the diagram or the table, if you are able to proceed further with the clues given to you, great. If it is not, and the questions are not straightforward, get out of it. So typically, coming back to in quantitative terms, quant, anything more than 2 minutes, if you are not proceeding, see, if you are proceeding further, continuous ho raha hai, then 3 minutes de sakte ho. But if you are not able to do that, get out of that. DILR, around the 5th minute, if nothing is going ahead, stop loss, get out of it. And again, 2 minutes as far as the verbal RC is concerned too. Is that fine, Manavar? Keshav, SC candidate with poor academics with 20, what should be the safe percentile for top 15 B schools? Keshav, safe percentile will be around 80-85 percentile. Crime branch is joined. I think for some reason. Sir, whenever I give quant sectionals, I get only 10 to 12 correct with attempts of 10 to 12 too. But problems comes if I know questions and solutions. What can I do to improve speed? Like I've just said, you will have to decide which are the, see, it's like this. You can solve all of them, but there are questions which can be solved very, very quickly. And there are questions which are more conceptual based, which will require you to think. Anything to think, you should get out of that. Anything which is not too much of thinking, you should continue. Ashish, last 2 mocks have been a disaster. Don't worry about it. Remember one thing, Shikhar Dhawan, at least till the last one, he had 4 bad games and 1 brilliant game. So Rohit Sharma, all that counts. On the last day, final day, he made the scores. Don't worry about the few of them. It's absolutely fine, Ashish. What will the percentile needed to convert new IIMs for EWS category? Around 90 to 93, Vamsi. Sir, I have started my own NGO. Will it help my profile bidding? Yes, Samir, it will. Sayan, for career launcher, I saw many mocks are tough, very tough. LRDI able to solve only one set. What do you suggest? Are those really tough? Looks like tough. 50-50, Sayan. Please write the 14, 15, 16, 17, or rather 15, 16, 17, 18 mocks. That will make life better for you. More closer to CAT. Sir, after doing 2 sets in 20 or 25 minutes, I have trouble in selecting the third one. I waste time. So here is what I want you to do, Nikita. Once you've done 20, 25 minutes, 2 sets, now you have 15 minutes to go. Spend 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes on 3 sets and then pick 1 set. Don't spend all the time on 1 set. Spend 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes on 3 sets. That means 6 minutes. And then the last 9 minutes to solve. Yes, Keshav. Mukul, I want to get 1 set of DLR. How can I do that? You should get more than 1 set, Mukul. Please solve today onwards till the next types of questions, maybe arrangements, maybe grouping and distribution. Every day solve 5 sets over the next 10 days. That makes it 50 sets. You will get more than 1. And Ankit Jha, I think you are a little, it's all about your form, it appears to me. What you need to do is just kind of get yourself into the groove. And for you, Ankit, the 40-minute strategy could be that divide that into something like, 4 sets of 10 minutes each, so that you take it as a 10-minute game, 10-minute, 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 10-minute game as far as the exam is concerned. Rajneesh Babu, nobody knows the exact new pattern, but about between 50 to 55% of the mark, 50 to 55% of the mark will be a very safe 99 percentile. Can you improve accuracy of each section by 2 marks? That makes it 6 into 4, 24 marks it can increase, or it can be more than that. What I'm saying is just focus on what you know, or your concept is clear, and those concepts, spend a lot more time on it in the next 10 days. DI, LR, verbal ability, within verbal ability, certain areas, and of course, quad. Pick certain topics and solve. Abhishek, that definitely helps you because it'll get you into a rhythm, Abhishek Tiwari. Please continue doing so while doing the original CAT papers too. Smith Goswami, I just said the same thing for everybody. Anuj, for a fresher, assuming that 75 questions come, what should be the genuine score and a percentile to get calls from ABC, LIK? B will be very, very difficult, but around the way I look at it is, if it's 75 questions, 225 marks, about 140 marks would be 100% sure to get all of them. Yes, Roro. Ankit, it doesn't come every year, but every year some part of the question will be games and tournaments. Not exactly every year in that sense. Aman, no concentration while attempting quant. See, the best way to get concentration, the best way to get concentration is to divide your 40 minutes into 10, 10, 10, 10. उससे क्या होगा? You are concentrating on the 10 minutes only, and the 10 minutes will really help you to focus. 10 minutes, let's say 6 questions you will solve. 10 minutes, 6 questions, 10 minutes, 6 questions. Then there will be kind of a focused exam. Aman. What can we expect from this CAT paper? Yes, you can get to the same 3 sections. What can you expect? It's going to be very similar to one of the last 3 years papers. Getting 75 to 80 percentile, Shubham is saying what to expect. If it continues to be 75 to 80 percentile and you're not going to improve, it can go up to 89, 90. However, the next 10 days, next 15 days, the way I am asking you to do, I think it can go up to 95, 97 also. Rahul, I can't get the real feel of the CAT exam while taking mocks, so my intensity is less, and if I get stuck in a question, I say, that's not real CAT, let me continue trying. Rahul, that's stupidity actually. Let me continue trying. That means you're not planning. You're not putting in a strategy. Take every mock as if it's the real one. Only then you will get that. Otherwise, you are basically, you're deceiving yourself, saying that it's only a mock. It's okay if I don't get scores, kind of thing. That's stupidity. I'm saying, please don't do that, is what I would say. Sir, in VA section, should we start with VA or go with traditional RC first approach? Famshi, this is not an answer that can be given. 50% of the 50% of the students probably will go with verbal, and other 50% will go with RC. What you should do will depend on what is giving you marks. What is giving you marks rather than anything else. Dev, that's also fine. 11, 11, 11. I mean, I don't know. 11, 11 question strategy for what? You're going to have 20 questions, I guess, Dev. So one piece of advice for slot 3 exam takers, whether it is slot 1, slot 2, or slot 3, it doesn't really matter. Even in slot 1, some of you might be feeling that, guys, you might feel that you are at a disadvantage over slots 2 and slot 3. But if you understand CAT, guys, if you understand the IIM's normalization, it is the entire slot. Maybe 60,000 people write the slot. The standard deviation, the mean of that 60 will be picked up into consideration because it's a random sampling which has been done. Three groups of 60,000 students are there. They will equate the standard deviations and the means and probably a little more metrics to make sure that your normal curve falls onto one of them. You will not miss out anything else. Those of you who are second and third slot, don't go by whether this paper is easy or difficult. Please realize lots of times when the one slot guys are come out and say, and you meet, how many people will you talk to? A few people maybe. Somebody might find LR very tough. For all you know, you would find it easy. The person, the student who has written the slot 1 may not know how he or she has written. That's always the case. That's always the case, that you really do not know how well you're done. You said you talk to yourself, guys. Just think about it for yourself. How many times it has happened that you thought your DI went bad and your scores were good, or you thought your verbal went exceedingly well and the scores were pathetic? Happens all the time. So don't ever expect that somebody who is writing an exam in a high pressure situation at 2 hours is going to know what exactly she or he has done. Hence, don't even ask. Even if you ask, just ask what is the pattern is. Beyond that, I don't think you should ask anything at all, kind of things. Keshav, you should ask FMS. Yeah, why it is not there? They'll come out. Everybody is getting late because of COVID, and they will also come out. Just relax. Don't waste your time on asking such questions. Because see, please understand, Keshav, there is a CAT exam. So whichever day FMS comes, you apply. Big deal for you. See, Annika Agarwal and everybody else, how many mocks to give? I told you, you should give about 4 marks and the rest of it is revision of whatever you have done. Ankush, I'm saying don't read it too much into what people are saying. You know what is the number of questions will come probably. It could be 60, 65, 70, 75, whatever that in between. But it's not going to drastically change the way you attempt the paper. Unless suddenly the number of questions are 150. Anushka Dalvi, yes, they consider IITs. IITs do consider the sectional cutoffs. Abhinav Mishra, there is nothing like right RCs. It is about all RCs, especially in verbal RC, because everybody else in the world, please understand, if you don't have 75 percentile, you will not even make it. I am telling you, more than 50% of the students will attempt all the questions. So therefore, it is not even advisable not to attempt all of them, almost. So therefore, do. Second, reading comprehension point. The passage may be very, very difficult. The questions may be easy, or the passage looks very, very easy, and I know the questions can become extremely difficult, very close to answer. So how to select RC is a very difficult, I mean, it's a futile question according to me at least. Keshav, to get a 90 percentile, you will need a 35% score in the exam. How many ever questions come in, whatever the overall score is, if you can get about 35%, you will get a 90 percentile. Sir, my preparation was completely halted. My percentage range was between 92 to 97. So, Hemant, now that you have 15 days, whatever reasons it has got halted, restart it, kickstart that again completely. Roshan, that's a very good score, 70 to 85 scores. I think if you continue working on that, the score can go to 100, 105. That could be very comfortably close to a 97, 98 percentile at least. 40 to 50 to get to 90 percentile, Timmasani Jagadishwar Reddy, you need to get about 75, 80 marks. That's 35 marks more, 30, 40 marks more. That's about 9 questions correct. Extra 3 questions in each section. I don't think that's a big deal if you really, really put in that effort. Gaurav Sati, sir, in CL Mocks, that's exactly for you too. If you're getting 75 to 80 scores, I told you 97. Okay, Munnawar, sir, a student of how much shall I aim to negate? You can't aim, Munnawar. See, I don't understand this idea about aiming. Why would you aim less? All these questions that people are asking, what is the minimum I want to do to get 90 percentile? What is the minimum I have to get to get a 95 percentile or a 90 percentile? I want to ask you this question to all of you. Can you reflect on this question? What are you telling me? That if you can get more marks, you will not get them? You will not put in effort to get them? Is that what you are trying to say? Or are you telling me that if I tell you that, okay, 90 marks aaye to acha hai, if I tell you that, you will be better off and therefore you will get 90? And if I tell you that it is not possible, I mean, let's say for example, I say out of 225 marks, assuming that the number of questions are 75, if I say you should get 200, you will give up on CAT? I don't understand this question. I'll tell you why I'm saying this, guys, for all of you. This is not a winning question that you're going to ask. You need to ask always, yaar, dekho, ye score aa raha hai mera, isse kya badhao? That is what I'm trying to tell you. What score will be giving you what percentile? I'm giving you this once again. What score will give you what percentile? One question that I'll tell you, if you get about 60% of the total score, whatever the total score may be, if it is 225, total score will be something like 135. If you get 60% of the total score, you can get a 99.75 or more. If you get between 50 to 53% of the total score, it can be easily around 90 to 99 to 99.2. If you get around 40 to 42% of the score, you will get about 95 percentile. And if you get about 33 to 35% of the score, maybe 36 once in a while, you will get 90%, 90 percentile. This is the truth. Now it doesn't matter what scores, you will have to fight towards it. I am telling you, a lot of times I've heard. In fact, I know of a student who is in IIM Ahmedabad. He keeps telling me that even in his last few days of his mocks, he was getting only in the 100, 110 marks. Whereas in the actual, he got 175 marks. It's about not giving up on the last 2 weeks also. Rajashri, along with mocks, yes. Facing issues in VARC, how can I improve? I have answered this question 4 or 5 times here. You'll have to understand that again and again. I mean, if you have joined late, you need to listen to the first few minutes of it. Anshuman, again, if it's low, I told you what to do. If you've not heard it, please go back and listen to that verbal ability section. Everybody's asking the same question. I'm wasting a lot of time while analyzing how to analyze mocks. Chaitanya Sonam Baker, how to analyze mocks? The only thing that you will do analyzing mocks is to figure out what are the corrects that you have done, how much time you have got it, gave to get the correct answer. Whatever mistakes you have made, resolve the questions which are mistakes to figure out why you made the mistake. 3, check all the questions which are not, which you have not attempted. Figure out which of those things that you could have attempted, which you did not attempt at all. If you can understand these 3, I think you're done with it. Don't waste too much of time on anything more than that. Anuj, you can do that, yeah. It won't make much of a difference. You can do that. Structure at some score in VARC. Everybody is asking VARC. Okay, let me tell you VARC what you should do once more. All of you are asking VARC for the next 5 minutes. Just listen to me carefully. All of you. Okay, just I will answer this question one by one. See, Jagdishwar, whether you can answer or not, you should be able to do it. Yeah, about how much of spending time you can look at it, kind of things. Okay, now here is what I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes very, very carefully and without typing. Just listen to me for 2 minutes. Now, when you look at verbal ability or reading comprehension, just 1 second. When you look at verbal ability, there are 3 types of questions you're getting: para jumbles, para summary, and odd para jumbles. Look at over the last 5 mocks, 10 mocks, what have been your accuracy ratios. Now, whatever it is, frankly speaking, you will have to still do this, but whichever is the not so good accuracy, you may want to start that first. So given that I have 10-15 days to go, first what I will do is this. Next 3-4 days, I pick up, let's say, odd para jumbles. Every day I do 10 questions from my mocks. 10 questions every day from the previous mocks that I've done. It's like a drill. It's like an exercise. 10 questions, 10 questions, 10 questions, 10 questions. While doing so, have some rules in game. Don't do it randomly. Have a rule. How do I eliminate, let's say, this is not an odd para jumble. Some reason will be there. So this is all negative. This is all positive. This is all general. This is all specific. Something or the other will be there. So make a rule for it. And then according to the rule, try to apply the rule for these 10 questions on day 1. Then look at what are the mistakes you made. You might have made still mistakes, 7 mistakes. Then look at the choice. Look at the actual question. Then look at what logic has been used. Add that logic concept to yourself. Then second day, do 10 questions with the same logic. Third day, fourth day. slowly what you will get is you will start understanding why is this the right answer, why is this not the right answer, especially when you do something like 40 questions in 4 days. Next 4 days, pick up para jumbles, and the next 4 days, pick up para summary, or whichever order it is. That way, even if your accuracies are the 30-40% range, it can go to 50-60% range. So if you're getting 1 out of 3 correct, you will get 2 out of 3 correct. That is para verbal ability. The rest of it, those of you are getting, again, reading comprehension is one area where you get very less. There are 2 reasons why you get very less in reading comprehension. Either you attempt less or you're getting more mistakes, 50-50 correct. So what do? So if you're getting more mistakes, which is what normally is the case, once again, look at the types of questions which are giving you mistakes. Inference-based, fact-based inference, fact-based questions, main idea, logical structure questions. These are 4 types of questions which are there. Once again, every 3 days, over the next 12 days, solve 10 questions of one type. Inference hai, 10 questions of inference, 10 questions of inference, 10 questions of 30 questions in 3 days. Then 30 questions of fact-based inference, 30 questions of main idea, tone of the passage questions. What will this give you is a focus. For example, just think about it. Next 3 days, I'm picking 10 passages. In each of the passages, the only question I'm answering is what is the main idea. And after the answering, I'm also looking at the choice. What happened to the actual answer? Do it for 10, 10, 10, 30 passages you will do. Will you not be better off? You will be far better off and your ability will go up. That is what I'm asking you to do. Will you do that? That, to all of you who have been asking for VARC, will be very, very important. Frankly, Srushikesh, it looks like that the more closer to the CAT exam, your stress levels are improving, but you will definitely do well as we go along. Sir, topics to focus on because I have not prepared well, and what should I do to max out my scores? Satvik, this is very difficult to say because there are so many topics. Again, here is what I'm saying. Look at your own mock scores. Look at where you are getting marks and focus on those questions a lot more. For example, in quant, maybe it could be arithmetic or algebra or arithmetic or geometry mensuration. That will give you marks. Likewise, in DILR, it could be arrangements or DI questions or games and tournament questions or networks or ranking or whatever. What is the type of question which is giving you better scores than the rest? I'm not saying all of them will give you, but some of them will do better than the others. Those things you should focus on. Okay, if you can do that, I think you will be better off. Keshav, irrelevant question at this stage. First, get into the IIMs, Keshav, or FMS. These questions can be answered. Nandini, sir, in my mocks, I can't able to solve set in DLR. I feel very demotivating. I have only one attempt in my life. Why? What is happening with the one attempt, Nandini? I don't know. But here is what I'm saying. Have you identified the areas or the types of sets in DI or LR where you are confident? There will be so many others you are not confident, but those topics, sets, types which you are confident, Nandini, over the next 15 days, on an average, if you do 5 sets, you will do 75 such sets which are your comfort zone sets. What you know, what you don't know, don't touch. What you know, because when you go to the CAT exam, on the day of the CAT, out of the 5-6 sets that comes in, even if 2 sets are familiar to you in the last 15 days, jo tumne kiya hai, you will crack that. Is that clear? So if it's only this thing is geometry, uncle, sorry, somebody is asking geometry is the problem. Whoever it is, I think spend 2 days on geometry is what I would say. Uncle Abhishek, you want to get into 25 lakh salary bracket, tell yourself that you will not get exhausted. As simple as that. Aditi, first and foremost, this is not the time to focus on the scores, but this is the time to score on what you do not know. Remember one more thing in CAT. The CAT guys do not know what we give you in the mocks. We might be giving you difficult questions. We might be giving you varied questions. But CAT will give you similar questions that we have already used in the mocks. Therefore, either do in fact, ideally do the previous mocks plus the original CAT papers, resolve it, forget about your scores. What matters to you is on 29th of November, how do you, doesn't matter all the mocks that you've done. Mocks is only an indication, Aditi. Vishal, the same answer I will give you for what I've just given Aditi. Sir, can you suggest new types of sets which have come recently in CAT paper like the spider chart? Spider chart has not been new, Swapnil. Please look at the last 3 CAT papers, CAT 17, CAT 18, CAT 19. It's available everywhere. It's available everywhere. Please go through them. 48 sets are available to you. Can you please go through them in the next 10, 12 days? You will be better off. Simple. This is for you, those of you are asking for DILR. Sir, although I'm scoring decent in mocks, but I'm not getting the confidence and scared if I mess up on the D-Day. First and foremost, when you're working, why are you thinking of the D-Day, Abhishek? Because that is the most important thing you need to understand. You cannot be scared of an exam. Because if you're scared of an exam, the exam will definitely put you into a problem. Okay, that's the first thing that you need to understand that. So first, stop thinking about the exam, my friend. Stop thinking about the exam completely. Just focus on what you should do for the next 12 days. We will do one set on Friday or Saturday of the next one or 2 days before CAT. Then I'll tell you, maybe 30 minutes, I'll tell you how to mentally make up for that. Till that time, please don't bother about it. Thank you, Pratham. So Akash, I've already told you, no, more than 2 minutes, if you're not able to proceed further, get out of it. Simran, that's correct, because the CAT is easy paper. Keshav, maybe the kind of questions that you are able to solve in IFT are different from what you are able to solve in CAT. IFT is a lot more straightforward and therefore you are able to get it. That's good. Tanmay, sir, VRC is my Achilles heel. I just talked about that Achilles heel, Tanmay. VRC, क्या करना चाहिए? मैंने very clearly बताया है. From this particular thing, 25th, 27th minute to 33rd minute of this video, which will be put up. Please go through this once again, because I've gone to a very, specific extent to what you should do kind of things. Go back and do that is what I would say. Do the same thing, Aditi. Same thing again, second time. See, you need to get more and more familiar with the exam. The more and more familiar with the questions that come in. It's not about new questions at this stage. In fact, somebody asked this question a little while back. I don't remember who. Should I do new questions? No, don't touch a new one at all. Yaar, agar naya jab bhi touch karoge na naya one, you will start thinking, shit, ye bhi nahi aata mujhe. Arey, ye bhi nahi aata mujhe. Ye bhi nahi aata mujhe. Then you will be under deep shit. You know the way I look at it, the reverse way? Yaar, ye nahi aata, ye nahi aata, ye nahi aata. Tension hi nahi hai. Jo aata hai, that just think about, just for a moment, think about it in quantitative ability. Just for a moment. Now, let's say you are very bad in geometry and you are very bad in numbers. Now, out of the 25 questions, let's say 25 questions as an assumption. 7 questions or 8 questions come in this area. Now, there are 2 ways of looking at it. Shit, I can't solve 7, 8 questions. That is one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it, I don't have to look at those 7 questions. Meaning, I will look at them and get out of that in 7 minutes. That means, mere 40 minute ke liye, I have to do only 16, 17 questions. Suddenly, I have more time for those questions which I'm supposedly better off, and ignore what you can't do. Within arithmetic also, it could be something which you want to ignore. Go ahead and ignore. The reason I'm trying to say, now, once again, I'm saying it for the benefit of every one of you, if you get 35% of the total mark, you will make it to 90 percentile. 40%, 96 percentile, 95 percentile, and 52%, 50 to 52%, 99 percentile. 35% का मतलब 1/3, 1 out of every 3. So even out of 25, let's say you can't do 12 of them. In the remaining 12, if you can do 8, you are done. You are done. Can you understand that? That is the way to look at this paper at this stage. If you had 1 year more, then the way to look at it is, can I look at all 25? But no longer right now, if you are not able to do that any which way. Aditya Mehra, I don't know why this question keeps coming in. What is the point in giving mock every day? What will you get? Nothing at all. Don't do that, is what I would say. Do 3, 4, 5 mocks max and use the remaining time to improve. Improve on those areas which you are good at. That is what you should get better. Thank you, Akshit. That's wonderful. Very, very wonderful. Happy Diwali to you too. Satyam Verma. So at this point, no new questions. Absolutely, Satyam. No point in wasting time on new ones. Vaibhav, first tell yourself, I don't care. This is another thing that I'm going to tell you guys. See, when do you get the pressure? The pressure comes in when you want to do something. When you are afraid that you have to pass this year. This is the last, like Nandini was saying, this is my last attempt kind of things. Tell yourself the world will still exist whether or not you get through an IIM or any MBA for that matter. Do not bother or care. Go with a carefree attitude. Now, I know it's not easy, but that's the first thing that I'm going to tell you. Go with a lot more carefree and even a disdainful attitude towards an exam. Then you will not bother about it. See, Aditi, that's what I'm saying. Please do the same thing and the mocks. Again and again, you're asking the same question. Again, saying the same thing. Previous CAT papers and the previous mocks, revise plus 3, 4 mocks extra. Riddhi, I just answered that 25 times till now. I said 52%. I don't know why people don't listen unless you guys are joining late, my friends. I'm so sorry because I'm saying the same thing. So what happens is there's lots new can be done, but when the same question comes in, it's a little sorry state of affairs. Shubham, and this is for everybody who's getting choked when you're writing the exam. You're choked because you are afraid of failing. There is nothing worse than fear of failure. First and foremost, you need to accept certain things in life. And one of the first things, if we can accept, is it's okay to fail. Why is that important? Because when you fail, you will feel dejected. But the way to look at it is, there is a reason why somebody fails. Either they have not been able to do or solve to their potential on that particular day, or they have kind of chickened out. We have seen that in cricket all the time. South Africa has never done that, any great kind of things. Abhishek, can you please not ask the same question 25 times? Abhishek Ranjan. So coming back, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that it's okay to fail. Now, when mentally you tell yourself that it's okay to fail, then you'll get a lot of relief in your system. Right now, otherwise you're choked. I have to get. The moment you tell yourself that it's okay to fail, you get relaxed. Then what you'll do, you go into the exam without thinking that whether you'll pass or not. And then you will do it in a much, much freer manner. It's like going into a cricket match when you are, 100 for no loss or 100 for 1 in 4 overs. Instead, if you go at, let's say, 5 for 3 in 5 overs, look at how so you cannot play in a free manner. You need to always play in a free manner. Be a Mumbai Indian is what I would say. Completely disdainful about the opposition itself. That's the way to look at it. CAs don't get preference in any interviews. They get extra marks because they're professionals. Abhishek Ranjan. Agnibesh, sir, I'm quite confident. Stigma of I have developed this stigma and so I'm able to concentrate. See, Agnibesh, exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Whether it is quant, DI, verbal, it is mental, not real. So get out of that is what I would say. Philosophical RCs, you don't have to deal with it. You just have to look at the questions and answers, my friends. Anchal, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. How to stay positive and not think about the result at all. All the best, Shubham. Sir, I'm getting 25 plus 22. Can I get 95% in CAT with this score? With that score, you may not be able to get it but I'm saying that in the next 10, 12 days, coffee, you will improve. You will improve, sir. You will be surprised. Rishikesh, that's exactly what I'm saying, sir. Due to lack of concentration, ideas don't come. First and foremost, you get into the exam with only that question in front of you in the mind and nothing else should matter to you. Yaksh, first and foremost, you should not spend all the time in the first 7-8 minutes to look at for a person like you. 2 minutes for every set. If you can solve, continue, otherwise get out of that set. Ritika, continue doing that. Don't give up right now. The CAT will be much, much more easier than the mocks. You will get almost 50% more marks than this. Okay, just don't give up is what I would say. See, let me just explain to you this logic of all the exams, guys. See, mocks mein kya hota hai? And this is for all of you to listen to this carefully. Listen to this very, very carefully. When we give you mocks, whether it is CL or anybody else, we try to give you newer and newer questions. More difficult questions, therefore, automatically happen because we can't give the same CAT questions to you, right? So we are automatically preparing you for a slightly higher level. We are all automatically preparing you for a higher level. But when you go into an actual CAT exam, suddenly you will find, boy, ye to bahut easy hai. And that is when you will get more marks. In fact, it's a testimony of the last 10 years that I can tell you, or 20 years that I can tell you, where your score in the actual exam will go significantly higher than what you're getting in your mocks. So do not worry about that is what I would say. Simrandeep, I have answered this question 25 times. Again, you have come late. Sorry about this, but the answer, still, since you're asking some 20 times, I'm going to answer this question. And the answer is about 40% to 42% of the total score. So I'm expecting, Satyam, doable sets will be at least 3 all the time, maybe 4. Dinesh, yes, you can do that. 10, 12 grad are, I am more comfortable in LR than in DI. What should be my approach? Ankush, I'm saying take set by set, whichever is easy, solve that, whichever is not easy, get out of that. As simple as that. I don't think there is any major strategy, but do not spend more than 8-9 minutes on any set. That's all I can say. Naveen, focus on that. I don't know how difficult are AIMCATs, but all I'm trying to say is focus on those 3-4 types of topics, or go back to topic tests to get comfortable for that. Absolutely, it will, Dheeraj. Ranjana, if you focus only on VARC and LRDI, if you don't want to get into the top 50 institutes, you can do this. But 15 days, can you give 3 hours a day for quant even today? There is enough time. Ranjana, if you can, please continue to do that. You will get the scores. Ripon hard grips. I've answered this question 25 times. Now I'm not going to answer that question. So sorry, my friend. Because I obviously, if you've come late, you've missed that chat so many times. Sir, besides the previous PE marks, I'm expecting 75. In actual, what should it? Or again, Chaitanya, we will look at the colleges immediately after 29th. If CL marks 50 to 60 percentile, original percentile, Harshvardhan Reddy, 50 to 60 percentile can go to 75 to 80. Close to. Yes, Dheeraj, you can. For new IIMs, for engineers and non-engineers, it's the same cutoff. Akshit, only when you are not able to solve, then look at the video which you want. Otherwise, don't bother. Pratham Arora, I'm so sorry. Which exam are you writing? CAT exam this year itself? If you have not written a mock, then I would say, okay, but start writing the mocks. Maybe 4 or 5 mocks at least you can write. It will definitely make sense, M23, if you can do that really. No, Pratik, you can't. Very good opinion, very good chances, SRN. Yes, Ranjana Selvaraj. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. See, Sagar, the reason why that inconsistency happens is true for all of these things. In all the cases, that kind of inconsistency is expected simply because not every day is the same. Point number one. Point number two, every mock is not the same still. And therefore, or the level of difficulty is not the same still. And hence, I would say, do not worry about the changes. See, CL mocks will be slightly more difficult than the actual CAT, but it will be only keeping you in good stead, guys. Don't worry about that. Mukesh, you listen to whatever I said about verbal, it will help you very, very clearly. '85 percentile Agnitra in mocks will translate to somewhere around 93-94%. So BSMS from IIT is considered as engineering, I guess. I think it will be considered as sciences and engineering. Scoring in mid-20s in CL, DILR, FlexiMox, can I amplify? Absolutely, Varnit Sharma, because when the time it goes to the actual CAT paper, the paper will be far more easier than these things. If my score is coming around 60 marks, can it be improved? 60 can easily go up to 80, 85, or even 90, Madhur. All the best. Keep hustling till the last round till you reach CAT. Yes, Hari Prasad. Yes, Vivek, if you can pick up the right questions. Sir, mock scores around 92, but section-wise very much fluctuating. That's someone that is normal, yeah. Very, very normal, to be honest with you. Don't worry about that. But what I am saying is, over the next 15 days that we have, we can only do two things. One, get our mock taking attempt better and better, point one. Second, apart from that, solve the CAT original papers and the previous mock papers, at least doing 5 DI sets a day, 5 RC sets, 5 LRs a day. So 10 sets per day for the next 10-12 days. That's about 120 sets. Similarly, for quant, pick up those areas which you're really, really good at. Don't worry about those things which are not good at. So, for example, just to example, if you're arithmetic, you're good at it. Over the next 5 days, pick up 250 questions, 50 questions per day into the 5 days. Likewise for algebra and maybe for geometry for the next 5 days and 2 days, at least solving over the next 12-13 days close to 500 questions. That's the best one can do. That's the best one can do. Don't do more than that. Similarly for verbal RC that I have told you to spend time on doing at least 10 questions of each type of question that comes in the CAT paper. That if you do 10 every day or 10-20 every day, depending on verbal and RC, over the next 10 days, you can do 100 passages and 200 overall questions. This is the broad strategy. This is the broad strategy. Somebody is asking a very interesting thing. How do you control the mind? You control the mind by fixing the mind on something rather than on something else. That's the only control. Control is what? You want to control means you don't want the mind to think something else. You want the mind to think something. Correct? What you want. In such a kind of a case, take a deep breath and look at the question at hand, set at hand, RC at hand, forget about everything else. Close your eyes, shut your nose. In fact, to the extent that you can put your earbuds also and go into the exam. 35% Sumant get into IIMs or engineers who are freshers. That's okay, Sarbeshwar. You can forget about it. Kajal, if you have time, you can go from 2000 to 2008 and 2017, 18, 19. Absolutely, Anushka Adalvi. Akash, it's about, giving yourself, the time pressure is all about making you make it. The way to look at it is to kind of put it in such a way that you don't, you have a stop loss that I said in the very beginning. And there's nothing like time pressure. Nahi aaya. Sunk cost. Get out of that sunk cost. You will be better off. I mean, in that sense. Abhishek, when I give full length, I don't score good. How should I deal with this problem? See, sectional tests typically, Abhishek, are slightly more easier. But again, I'm saying if you're getting decent in sectional tests, you will be surprised that in the actual CAT, you will do much better. You will do much better. Harsha, I have already answered this question. So Zalil, if you are only doing that, concentrate only that so that you can maximize your accuracy the way I have asked you to do. That's the best thing that I think you should do right now. 90%, 90 marks in the latest pattern, Girish. In the final exam, it can go to 110. It can be close to a 99 percentile. This is Girish Raj Purohit. Very, very good YouTube account. See, Aman, in the last 5 minutes, pick up 2 questions to solve. Only 2 questions to solve. Don't try to pick up 5 questions to solve. Tell yourself that, boss, मुझे एक question solve करना है last 5 minutes में. That will give you the confidence. That will really give you the confidence. So Nidhi, if that can 6 can become 9, I think you are through, my friend. So put that effort is what I would say. 3 more corrects from what you are, you should be able to get it. Yes, Ashwin, you should definitely do CAT 17, 18, 19 for DILR. Chaitanya, don't think about the tension. Think that you are the pioneer in life. Always look at it. And the other way of looking at it, Chaitanya, that you can get less marks and the same percentile as the other 2 slots. You are better off if you are slot 1. Remember this. Upendra, if you are giving 19 more, nothing is going to change anything. I'm telling you, by giving more marks, your marks are not going to improve at all. MBA and data science, any scope. What do you mean by that? Any scope meaning? That's excellent scope for that. We will do that, Akshitra. Now, here is what I'm going to take last 2 minutes I'm going to take up. A broad strategy for the next 15 days. 4 things. 5 things actually. First, write 4 to 5 mocks. Don't write more than that and analyze them. For VARC, work on the types of questions every day from the previous mocks, that you have. Similarly, for verbal also, the 3 types of questions, work every day concentratedly for 10 questions a day. It can be more, but not less. For LRDI, pick up those sets of LR which you are comfortable with. Similarly, those sets of DI which you are comfortable with. Every day, do 5 sets of DI, 5 sets of LR over the next 10 days. 50 sets at least, including, of course, the CAT 17, CAT 18, CAT 19 sets. Third, for quant, whichever 2 topics or 3 topics, 2 topics are good. 2 topics meaning 2 areas: arithmetic, algebra, geometry, algebra, numbers, whatever. 2 minimum. If you can do 3, great. Pick up every day, do 50 questions a day to revise what you already know. One basic thing in life is to forget what you don't know at this stage, because there's nothing much you can do. The more you're afraid of this, the worse it will become in the exam. So don't worry about it. Third, the mocks are designed to be a little more difficult. Therefore, whatever marks you're getting in the mocks, you can, in the actual CAT exam, it will, without doing anything, also will go by 10-15 marks. But in the mocks itself, it can go by 15-20 marks in the next 15 days. In the overall, you can go up by 30-40 marks. That means somebody is getting 50-60, can go up to almost 90-95 in the actual CAT, which means it can be very, very clearly getting a 90+ percentile, 95+ percentile. Last but not the least, you have to focus on yourself. Forget about the rest of the world. Don't do it for anybody else. Think that you need to. Jatin Mulgand, why are you asking this? Of course, it will be enough here. Don't worry about it. Don't ask the same again and again. But again, first get that 98 percentile, friend. First get that 98 percentile. Question: is this enough? Is that enough? Boss, when you get that, na, you'll automatically. So first get there is what I would say. Okay? So keep that. And the most important thing before I sign off today, and I will come back to you with Debayan and others, of how to mentally make up yourself. Even if you're not fully prepared, not written all the marks or getting less marks, is what I will talk about. Is that fine? So mental preparation is more to do with concentrating what you have in hand rather than making a kind of a pack of a dreamland kind of things. Don't think of it. Or if I say 98 is enough, you are getting 40 percentile or 60 percentile, will you get 98? No. So every moment of your life from now till the CAT exam, don't think about what is required. Think about what is the maximum you can get and maximize it. That's all I can say. Yes, Sankalp, it will be. First, get there, yaar. Get into the good colleges. That's all. Okay? That's all I will say. Wish you all the very best for now. I think once again, I want to thank Inside IIM guys and Debayan for getting this. I will be back with you guys very soon, kind of looking at how one can get that mental makeup done. Thank you so much. Wish you all the very best. Ibad Jigru, start with 2022. Start with your basics, guys. Start a coaching class like Career Launcher. We will help you. Don't worry about that. Wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. And Shubhrati, and happy Diwali to every one of you. Be safe. Take care of yourself too. Thank you.